Hello everybody, my name is Liam G25. I'm a speedrunner of New Game Plus in Splatoon 2, and here is a quick little guide on how to do the first level of Splatoon. Alright, so you already have a little bit of experience playing Splatoon, and you know generally how to move and how to get around the game, what all the different weapons do, and you want to learn a few things about how to actually start getting to speedrunning. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you the basic strategy of this level so that you can work on the techniques and practice them yourself. So the first section you saw is pretty obvious. You just swim to the super jump pad. The second one here, you want to have the curler selected, and you're going to want to throw it roughly on this angle to give you a nice run through to this spot. Alright, you're going to complete that line. And then the first skip in the game is also on the first level. You're going to clear this gap. Obviously that's going to be a lot faster than going all the way around. It's pretty straightforward. You're just going to come through. You want to ink the ledge there and swim right towards it. And then you want to jump just before your squid would hit the ledge. So you carry your full momentum going forward. Like that. So there you go. So the next thing you want to do, now that you've arrived here safely, is you want to send a curler just beyond that fellow there. As you probably know, given the enemy's AI, they will look at a sub-weapon if it comes near them. So that's what you want to do in order to dispatch this enemy quickly. So you'll see it look the other way, and then you just go blah 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 blah. Alright, so on to the next section. So here, what you're going to need is the splat bomb for the sub-weapon. For the next little trick. This whole section you just want to clear as quickly as you can. The crispness of your movement will determine how quickly you get through that little section. So the next thing is we got this pyramid of Octarians. The trick that you need for this is throwing a splat bomb underneath this crate so that the falling crate blows up your splat bomb, which will help you dispatch all these enemies really quickly. So what you want to do is you want to come forward with your hero shot, blow up this crate, and then quickly throw a bomb in. Alright, it'll look something like this. Right, so that way when you throw the second bomb, you've dispatched all of them as quickly as possible, and then a little bit of cleanup back and forth with your hero shot will help you get through that section. You'll notice that there's a little RNG there involved with the splat bomb and who it's going to kill in what order. Just a little bit of experience will tell you what's going on there. Alright, so you've landed on this jump pad. Next you want to do is shoot here, and then you want to send a curler up this ramp so you can swim behind it. Some people will shoot at that bubble boy there. I personally don't. As with speedrunning, everybody has their individual styles, their individual preference for what they think is going to be the fastest. But this is what I do. So there it goes. You're going to swim up behind it. Then when you get to this angle, you want to throw the curler against this orange, or rather yellow grate, such that it's going to bounce back towards this guy here at a good angle, so that when you return from this next section, you can get out of there quickly. So you'll roughly end up here. So something like that is a good angle. Ta-da! So you swim through, you go under, and then your key is going to be under this crate. You just want to do a quick substrafe to get through. If you don't know what substrafing is, I'm not going to teach you now. There's plenty of good tutorials on there on the internet, but that'll get you through. So you come through, you got the key, and then you're on to the next section. Okay, so here you still want to have your curler equipped. You're going to come down, and the idea here is you're going to try to thread the needle through the stage with the curler to get into the next area as quick as possible. Obviously we've been waiting for a while, so the enemy placement isn't going to be exact, but it'll more or less look like that. You can grab the armor there for safety if you want, and if you cut a nice line, you should be able to get through this section pretty quickly. So there's a few different things you can do here depending upon your confidence with your shooting, but I think it's mostly safe to do this the intended way, which is to throw a splat bomb, distract them, shoot, and you're up and you're on your way. There's other strategies that you can employ there to get the quick kill in on that guy, but for for my taste, that is fast enough and dependable enough that I think you can do that. If you ever get in world record contention, then maybe you can try to adjust that strategy. All right, so for this next section, we're gonna do a skip by hopping off of this walkway down there. There's this fun stuff with the crate and the explosions and the paint, or the ink, calling it paint over here. But we're gonna skip that. So instead, what you're gonna wanna do is you wanna send a curler down and you're gonna follow behind it and then jump over there just like that. Oh, I just barely caught it. Typically speaking, there's not really a right and wrong way to do that. But if you see that sign there, if you are jumping over that sign, then you jumped too late. And if you don't make the platform at all, you probably jumped too early. Okay, so you'll land somewhere probably about here. And then the next destination you have is going to be right behind that crate that I'm pointing to with the reticle. You know, if you're thinking about speedrunning, it's kind of like being a race car driver. If you cut the corners short, the racetrack becomes shorter than it would have been, right? So if you have to drive less distance, then you can go faster because you're actually spending less time on the course itself. So we're going to try to get a good angle that'll get us as straight as possible down this line. You can throw a curler and hit that to blow up that section, and then you're into the super jumper. Okay, so for this next section, you're going to need to switch to the splat bombs, right? So one thing that's worth noting is in Splatoon, it's always faster to fall from swimming than it is to jump. So it might be tempting to go over this ledge and soar gracefully like the flopping squiddo you have always wanted to be. But it's actually faster just to do this. Even though it's kind of boring to just like go through the grate and go, it actually will be quicker. So then you're going to do the same thing once you're down here. You're just going to swim through the grate. But then you're also going to want to throw some splat bombs down. So in each of these groups of 4 circling one of these 3 locked canisters, there is a key. You only need to go through this last one, so don't worry about the enemies. If you're worried about getting shot or whatnot, if you move quickly, they'll be dumbfounded, and the AI won't have enough time to actually react, so you should be fine. So that being said, because we're getting here like off cycle and off sequence, I don't actually know where to throw my bomb, but generally speaking, you should be able to get one down there and then go guns blazing with your hero shot, and there will be a key. So you want to place your bomb somewhere in the far group. So like that kind of thing, swim down and just pew, 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 pew. Look, there's a key. And then you're into the last section. A quick switch to the curler is what you need. You'll notice that I did it while in midair. You actually do have a very brief moment before landing to switch your sub-weapon. If you have the mental capacity and your thoughts are collected enough, it might be better to do it beforehand so you don't have to frantically mash the D-pad, but there we are. Either way, the last thing to do is just to throw the curler and you're good to go. So that's how you speedrun level 1 of Splatoon 2, Return of the Octarians, using contemporary strats.